finally here after that long drive at the Tinley Park NARBC Fall Show, and I am with good friend Adam from Proper Royals. So, I've already told Adam the kind of criteria that we're doing for this video. We are getting into a new project. This new project needs to fit into the stuff that we're currently working, which is the Sunset Project, the Clown Project, or the Yellow Belly Complex Project. It needs to fit in with the budget that we have, and we need to find something that has like the most bang for the buck, like the most value going forward. Not necessarily like one season or one pairing, then we hit one combo that replaces the animal. We want to make sure that we can keep using this animal going forward multiple years, so hopefully it provides the best bang that we can. So, Adam, with this criteria, how do we want to start this off?
I gotta tell you about I believe Super Gravel is that's my version of what you're looking for. I love that they're super, I love the patterns, I love the colors, and from a long-term standpoint, I like that relatively not a whole lot's been done with them. So we're starting to see Super Gravel clowns, but I haven't seen Super Gravel Axanthics, Ultramels, Hypos, those sorts of things, and I haven't seen them really stacked with Codoms either. Usually I only see them with either, say, Pastel, Pinstripe, Enchi, which are great bases, and I have those. Last but not least, it's a fairly low barrier to entry on the budget price, and to your point, you can continue using it because they're supers. You're never going to produce a normal. It's always going to produce gravels, and I'm going to be working at like a recessive project, and that is something I'm extremely excited about. So that would be my pitch from my booth. But I think you got to go see guys like George MD, always pushing the envelope, Steve Casino, Dale Richards over at Constricted Reptiles. Those guys are doing amazing stuff, and they've got a lot more cutting-edge genes than I do. At this moment, one day I'll be there, but you should check those guys out too.
All right, we got to see some of these Super Gravels. So, do you got any at the table you can show us?
Yeah, definitely. I got a few that are available. And these are actually the ones I'm letting go. Like, look how cool these animals are. So imagine what I'm holding back. This would be the base of the project. That's a Super Gravel. Like I say, you get the bright colors, the great pattern, and like the Super is so different. The base gene Gravel by itself would look similar to Yellow Belly, but you see what happens when you put two of them together. This is an example of if you add Pastel in, and both of these two are close to going into shed, but you can see how drastically just one extra gene changes it. And then this is probably my favorite so far in the project. This is an Enchi Super Gravel, and imagine that with Clown. You see some of these purples coming out. I think with Hypo would keep the contrast incredible up here. Imagine Ultramelon here, the oranges that would get highlighted and the purples. So I'm excited to see these in the recessive projects that just haven't been done yet. And you know, the value of supers is just so important in our breeding plans as well. So these are my Super Gravels that are available. These are available here at Tinley right now.
Show off these guns right here, baby.
There we go. There we go.
What I got that's cool here today are I have ODYB Enchi Gene X Pied. That looks, I don't care what anyone says, mine looks better than anything that you'll see on the market.
Oh, yeah. And that's a female, too.
And that's a female. And then I have her brother, which is the same, but with GHI on top of it. So he's actually got GHI added in there. So that would be my two top hides. And then I got something cool, in my opinion. Fire Cypress Double Het Enhancer G-Stripe. That's something you're not going to see anywhere. And, oh yeah, this boy too. GHI Yellow Belly Red Stripe Fire Clown. He was a holdback.
He's got some size on him.
Yeah. And then I got some of my Calico stuff here that may be Calico or Sugar. Please see my video for explanations on that, but that's just a Yellow Belly or Asphalt with Calico in there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, pretty good color on that. And then here's that same thing, add Cinnamon. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
There's the Cinnamon Yellow Belly or Asphalt without Calico. So you can see the difference between the two.
That's really cool.
And we got an Albie Snow Leopard Gecko. That's a good animal too.
Hell yeah.
Then I got some 50% Het Sunsets down here.
There we go. Did you get the females tested already, or?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for them to shed.
Oh, okay.
So,
okay.
yeah. So I decided to sell the boys untested.
Yeah.
And then I'm holding the 3 girls that I got back to test them. I would say, and this is just my hunch, there's one that's just a pastel only, but she is already red. So I'm guessing she's probably het sunset. I'm guessing. But we'll see if that correlates to a test to see if my hunch is right. But yeah, my season's just barely kind of started and kicked off. This is everything I had hatched that was ready is what I brought. So my season's usually over the winters when I'm hatching. But I brought some hognose and stuff too.
Hognose are so freaking cute.
Yeah, and then my kids have their little leopard geckos going, and this is definitely a family show this time, you know? So.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
You know we got to stop over at Brock Wagner's table because we buy so much stuff from Brock, and he is the guy to go to for sunset. So, Brock, I am looking to get into a new project. It needs to fit in with sunset, needs a crown, yellow belly complex. What would you suggest?
Well, Steven, I think you should get into the puzzle project because the puzzle is a new clown and people love the puzzle gene. And I think we have something perfect for you, Steven, which is a Phantom Puzzle 66% het for sunset, so you can run it into your sunset project. I think that this is a wonderful addition to you.
All right, hold on, let me get this.
I was doing the sales pitch. I was doing it.
Oh, he looks super cool. Okay, you want to bring him out and kind of talk about it?
You bet. So, I made him. I used a het male that was 100% het sunset, 100% het puzzle, and I bred him to a Phantom het puzzle, female. And I made him through that, and I love the patterning. I love the colors, and you can kind of see, Steven, see the red in the back. So you could get lucky. I know you're going to shed test this boy. I just didn't have the time, didn't have the energy to do it. I think he could prove out to be het for sunset, which this would work wonderful in your sunset project. And the puzzle gene, like I told you, it's the new clown. Everybody loves the puzzle gene. And you guys are not working with any puzzle, correct?
That's right. You don't have any puzzles.
So this would be your first venture into the puzzle gene.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, you gotta get. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I think he looks awesome. I think it's super cool. What are you, if you don't mind me asking, what are you doing right now with the puzzle project? What direction do you feel like works best for you?
Well, next week, next Thursday, I have my double het clutch from sunset puzzle to sunset puzzle, double het sunset puzzle, double het sunset puzzle. They hatch out next Thursday. Really hoping I hit a sunset puzzle so I can start bringing that into my puzzle project. I'm also working the Desert Ghost into my puzzle project and clown. Next year I have a 5-gene clown male that I've got 4 adult females that are double het for puzzle clowns. So I'm gonna have puzzle clowns next year as well. I'm gonna have banana puzzles next year. Just a lot of simple puzzle clown projects. But I'm gonna have DG. I want to get the DG project in there next year, the clowns into it, and definitely if I get lucky enough to get a sunset for sure.
All right, I definitely got it. I cannot wait to see the sunset puzzle. It is going to be amazing, and based off of everything I've seen, I think you're right. I think puzzle's the way to go. Let's do it.
All right.
All right. Let's
Thanks.
get it, man.
Thank you, Steve.
So we are in the puzzle project, and I am so freaking excited about this. Our boy is a Phantom Puzzle 66% possible het sunset. And because we have such a big base in the sunset project, this boy, if he proves out, it could be amazing. So the reason, again, we kind of talked about this a little bit while we were picking him up from Brock. The reason why we picked this boy is because he fits into a project that we are currently working, and that is the sunset project. So when we are going about getting into a brand new project, one of the biggest things that we want to consider is whether or not that new project can work well and synergize with the projects that we're already working. And because our 3 big projects are sunset, the asphalt project, and the clown project, we want to make sure that any new project can work well with at least 2 of those. And while the sunset puzzle or the puzzle freeway, puzzle super asphalt, while they haven't been hit yet, we personally think that those projects are going to go really, really, really well together. The reason why is because puzzle has a somewhat reduced banded kind of look, and then you get all those wonky quirky little puzzle patterns on the side. But I think that that reduced look kind of reminds me a little bit of Inchy. Obviously, Puzzle and Inchy are completely different, but I'm saying how Inchy has like a golden color to the alien heads, and they have a reduced, like they don't really have any eyes. And I think that's similar with Puzzle. And because Inchy works so well both in the Freeway project and in the Sunset project, we think that the puzzle versions of these animals are probably also going to be really, really, really cool. They're going to do really good things for the colors, but we also think that the puzzle pattern will bring in a new quality that we don't really have in other projects. And that is the second thing that we consider when we're getting into a new project, is how unique is this new project? Is this new project something that we can't do outside of it? And in our opinion, there are other pattern reducing morphs, like we talked a little bit about Inchy, but you don't get the puzzle pattern. You might get the reduction and kind of the cleanliness from it, but the only way to get those little puzzle pieces coming in on the alien heads is through Puzzle, and because of this, we really, really wanted to get it. Because we work Clown alive. Clown is probably our primary pattern mutation because so many different things work with Clown. You can change the colors, you can do different things, and I personally think that the same thing can be said with Puzzle. You can use Puzzle as your base and put in Ultramel, you can put in Hypo, you can put in Desert Ghost, you can put in Sunset, and all of those animals, whether they've been hit or not, are going to be absolutely amazing because Puzzle isn't so overwhelming that it's pretty much making everything look the same. But it's strong enough where you're getting the puzzle pattern into its different combinations so you know that they're puzzle. And this is really, really cool for us. Moving a little bit away from the puzzle as the animals and going more towards puzzle as a project in the ball python breeding hobby and getting into like the business side of it. So Puzzle, in my opinion, is a very, very popular project. There's lots of people working it, there's a lot of hype behind it, but it is new enough that there is lots of untapped potential in the project, and it's also established enough where you know that there is a lot of really, really cool directions. So that way we're not starting off so early that it's kind of a risk and gamble on whether or not people are going to actually like the morph. I think it's been proven that people love the Puzzle project and that there is a market for them. So when it comes to us, is what we want to try to do is we want to take it in a direction that will be really, really cool but isn't being done yet. And probably, as you can tell, because he's a Phantom Puzzle 66% Het Sunset, we want to go the Sunset route, like immediately. If he proves out, that is a huge win for us because we'll be able to make combo Sunsets that are 100% heterozygous for Puzzle, and we think that the Sunset Puzzle is going to be absolutely phenomenal. It's going to be so good for the Sunset project and the Puzzle project because once that morph comes out and it looks amazing, looks incredible, people from both projects will want to get into the other so that way they can make those really, really cool combos too. And if a year from now, maybe 2 years from now, we're able to make combo Sunsets that are Het for Puzzle, that's gonna be like the perfect animal, the perfect male to get to plug into any double Hets that somebody would produce by that point. So trying to anticipate what the market is going to want in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, I think is really, really important when you are deciding whether or not you're going to get into a new project. As a quick wrap up, we are now in the puzzle project, specifically the Sunset Puzzle project, but we gotta test him. We gotta see, is he going to prove out to be 100% heterozygous for Sunset? And we're gonna do this through our good friends over at RGI because they have the Sunset test. I'm pretty sure they're on the cusp of the puzzle test, even though we don't need that right now. So if you have any pos het animal that you are wanting to check whether or not they are heterozygous for that gene or not, and you don't want to have to wait 2 or 3 years to breed them and find out the hard way, definitely send your shed over to RGI. You can buy a test at MorphMarket or on cltch and help them continue revolutionizing the entire reptile industry. Anyways, we hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next week.